Oh, hello, and welcome to Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
And I'm Dr. Leviathan.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most crappy and most pasta. Tonight we have Jane's Letter, the story that started it all for Jane, and Jeff the Killer versus Jane the Killer. So, for those of you just tuning in, go Google creepypasta and Jeff the Killer and Jane the Killer, because I really don't want to explain it on this one.
Better yet, for a full explanation of Jeff the Killer, listen to our Jeff the Killer episode.
Yeah, go back to down the list of all of the episodes we've done, look for the Jeff the Killer one, and listen to the tirade.
And you may notice in my voice that I'm straining not to yell. If you've listened to that episode, you'll understand.
Yeah, this is a special little pasta episode, because we've never done one that's on crappypasta.com, but by God.
We've done some, we've done some that should be fucking on there.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Jeff the Killer has been moved from creepypasta.com to its own wiki.
Yeah, that implies that it doesn't belong on crappypasta, and that's bullshit. Of the highest order.
Yeah. All right, so we'll jump in with Jane's Letter, which is, like I mentioned, the starting pasta that kind of gave us Jane the Killer. Which it's not really much of a pasta to begin with, because it's only like a paragraph of it's a paragraph of narration, and then there's a letter, and then an image that accompanied it. That was it. So the paragraph goes into like, oh, there was this murder. The only person that survived was like a 3-year-old kid. It was a baby, and there was a letter left in the crib with a cell phone that was turned on, and there was like an image on it, and the image is what is on the page that accompanies the creepypasta, and the letter is this woman going on about how she killed this family. It wasn't Jeff the Killer, and that she's been killing people because of what he did to hit her, and she's on this hunt for him. So she apparently kills just to kind of get Jeff the Killer to lure Jeff the Killer in so she can finish him off. And that's really the letter, is that it's just kind of it's a letter to Jeff the Killer by Jane the Killer.
Yeah, it's like a challenge.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
it would be fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the story starts out as like, oh, it looks like this is another Jeff the Killer case, but then you realize, no, it's Jane, because this new person has come in.
Then you realize you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Also, okay, I want to kill Jeff the Killer. Hey, Jeff the Killer's gonna kill this family. I'll kill them first.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why don't I just lie in wait? Now, like, maybe it was like, oh yeah, this is the kind of family he'd murder, so I'll murder them because then he can't.
Well, she also says that like when she was killing them, she envisioned that it was him she was killing.
Yeah, that doesn't.
That makes no. Yeah,
that doesn't help.
Yeah.
The logic is she could kill anyone and pretend it's him.
Yeah.
I could kill you and pretend it's Jeff the Killer. Doesn't mean that anything's happier.
Wow. We'd be done. The show would be over.
No, I just wouldn't have a co-op.
Wait, I thought you were the co-host for me? Oh.
Well, we're both co-hosts.
Yeah,
Tit. God, it's like he doesn't know how this works. But, yeah, I mean, just everything about this setup is just
it's just not good.
There's no sense made here.
And there's no, like, this is supposed to be, like, again, the story that inspired people to write stories about Jane the Killer, and there's not a whole lot to go off on, aside from there's an image, again, like Jeff the Killer, but it's not even described that well in the story. Like, it's like her black eyes, like, is the only thing that's really mentioned in the story. Like, we don't know why she has a pale face, aside from that she was maybe at that birthday party 9 years back, or like whatever years back,
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain it, because it doesn't explain Jeff.
Yeah.
We've gone over this.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's like, yeah, I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's...
why this blew up as much as... It didn't blow up as much as Jeff the Killer has, but it's part of the Jeff the Killer lore? I'm cringing just calling it that. But yeah, so...
Yeah, it's just... It doesn't... Yeah, there's nothing really to talk about here. It's just... It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Oh, I'm gonna kill just like you because I hate you.
You did something to me and turned me into this monster, and I'm going to continue doing
Well, no,
exactly
it doesn't even say that.
Yeah.
I mean...
It implies it, but... Or in the later ones it implies it.
Yeah, but that's not
the thing,
what
yeah.
we're doing.
Yep.
We're doing this. And that's just... Yeah.
Yeah, for this story, it doesn't... yeah, that's the problem with this little 2-paragraph thing, is that it doesn't imply anything very substantial.
Well, it implies a lot. It doesn't say anything, and that's really the problem with Jeff the Killer, is that it doesn't say anything. At least not anything that makes any sense in any way.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll move away from Jane the Killer, because it's not a good pasta.
Well, it's okay, it's not a very good Jeff the Killer mythos expansion.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. So, we'll just dive right into the dung pile over to crappypasta.com, or .wiki, and check out Jeff the Killer versus Jane the Killer. So, it's done up, it's separated into, like, the point of view of Jane and the point of view of Jeff, and it intermingles between those.
And there's, it tells you, like, between paragraphs, like, point of whoever.
Yeah. And
honestly, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. So we'll do the rundown for Jane, or for Jeff versus Jane. So starts off with Jane just hopping up like on a cold night. She's like doing some freaking Assassin's Creed parkour bullshit,
Batman and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And like hops up onto a roof and like grabs some stalks on this roof for like a couple of hours, like listening to a cop radio to see if she'll spot or hear a murder that Jeff is behind, so that she can finally kill him and end his.
And he often, apparently, I mean, I haven't read any Jeff stories except for the first one, but he apparently likes to call the police before he's actually done it, so that's why she's listening, because maybe she would actually still have time to get there.
Well, it's like,
if you know all of this shit, why hasn't this happened?
Yeah.
Like, why is this just happening?
Yeah, like, this has apparently been 9 years since their original, since she was, like, became this killer because of Jeff.
Well,
and she's been on the hunt for him.
This is clearly written by, Jane was probably imagined up by some 16-year-old person, so they're like, 9 years ago I was 7, so this happened when she was 7, or whatever the fuck age it actually was in their... I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Pathetic existence, is if this is what it culminates in.
Yeah. So, and she does find, after a couple of hours, they find or she gets a call through the radio band, and it's like this wife and husband have been murdered. So she goes off to go to the house where it's been happening. The cops aren't there though, thankfully yet. So she has time to like go in and hopefully he's still there. Barges through the door, looking around, hears a tap, tap, tap in the back of the house, goes quietly over to the door, to the end back of the house, and grabs her knife, opens the door, and there he is. And that's when when she lunges at him. And then it cuts to the point of view of Jeff, where Jeff is tracked, or has was stalking this this woman after he was waiting for her, and followed her all the way home, choked her out, and then waited for the husband to show up, knocked him out, and then tied them up, and then he began this ritualistic kind of attempt to kill them, but first by carving their mouths into a smile, and then eventually just stabbing and opening up their guts to get their heart. And like the husband like became.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Just skip it.
yeah.
Any detail in this is just
Yeah.
fucking pointless.
So yeah, just kills the pair, and knows that Jane is coming. So he's already done the phone call thing, and so he just waits there, and he hears Jane burst through the door, and then so he does the tap up on the window, same thing, like from his point of view. And she comes through the door and like lunges at him, and then it just really kind of just breaks into a fucking battle, like a fight between two people with knives.
Yeah.
Like they're being stabbed in the sides and like in the neck, and they're not like acknowledging the wounds as like normal human beings.
Yeah, but if I stab you in the neck, it doesn't matter if you acknowledge the wound or not. It's still there. And if you stab me several times in the side, guess what? Doesn't matter if I acknowledge it.
It's still there. Yeah. So they start fighting, and like it describes just a battle of knives. Until eventually, and like Jeff is like, there's some banter, but I won't even say witty banter. There's some banter between the two of like, die, Jeff. It's like, you join me. Like we could be the ultimate pair of killers. And then like it's like, you're going to die. It's like, I can't die. I'm a god. No, you're not. You're a demon. What's the difference? And stuff like that. So eventually, Jane gets the upper hand and kills, or gets knocked back, and then like grabs her knife and throws it at Jeff's spine and knocks him down and brings him down. And then he gets up and time freezes, and like the cop lights outside stop mid animation
Rotation.
mid rotation. Lightning freezes in the sky because apparently now it's like cloudy and
no.
Later. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, you just made that up.
No? Okay.
I don't think there was lightning.
I do remember reading that, but it doesn't matter because it's
read some other shit. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe. But yeah, like time freezes around them, and he gets up and he's like, "I told you, I'm a god." And then he goes into some more, and it just goes into this like.
Well, no, then it's the showdown of souls.
Yeah, which, oh god, it, like, there's a way to escalate, but not this way. Where, like, it went from, so it just goes into this, like, anime Harry Potter bullshit fight with, like, the souls of the thousands of people that Jeff has killed over 9 years, apparently.
Well, over however long it's been. And
then, like, Jeff and Jane's family behind her, giving her strength because she's the good guy in all this. Which, alright.
Murder of innocents? Okay, I hear it.
Sure. And, like, he slices her, but, like, the mother, one of the ghosts heals her wounds or something like that, and she's given strength by somebody else, and, eventually, like, she summons, like, she makes it so that, like, the ground around Jeff starts cracking, and like he is sent to hell. So by the souls of the by his sins or whatever and bullshit. It was really kind of convoluted and just way too grandiose for this story.
Yeah.
Like, and at the end, Jane is confronted by all these souls, and they make the mask that she wears, that pale mask with the whatever part of her face.
What? Since when has she been wearing a mask?
She was wearing a mask. It says right on the front of the first paragraph.
No.
But,
what I mean is, like, you get the letter, and then
I guess
you get to this. Somewhere in between, someone gave her a mask for some fucked up reason.
I guess. I don't know. Like,
I mean, why do I care? But hey,
I mean, the problem is, like, it would merit having to read through more of the Jane the Killer stuff.
It wouldn't. It would. Nothing merits that. You imply that reading those things has merit, and it doesn't in any situation.
Anyway,
But whatever, they fuse the mask to her face, which apparently makes her look like a normal person.
Yeah.
Because she's married with kids?
Yeah, 4 years later, she's married with kids, and she's living happily, and she's not killing anybody anymore, but if anybody touches her kids...
Unless they need it.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's how the story ends. It was just like, wow, that escalated far too quickly with them in the wrong directions.
Well, like, you can only escalate in one direction.
I would beg to differ with the story, but okay.
Well, escalation means you go up.
No, I know, you go up, but I mean, like, they obviously went in the wrong trajectory.
Well, they They went with supernatural, and
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Wait, hang on. We forgot the biggest thing. After, like, he was done... just something that... something that peeved me. When he was done killing the couple, he poured bleach all over them and was going to light them up. And it was like...
I'm not talking about that, because we've already covered that.
Okay.
And I don't really want to just degrade myself into the ravings of a madman yet.
They're still...
in order to talk about that, we have to... Okay, Jeff the Killer just is not worth anything that has happened. He doesn't deserve... The stories about him don't deserve a single fraction of the...
Attention?
Yeah, I guess attention that they have. So by that extension, neither does Jane the Killer. Well, by that extension, Jane the Killer deserves even less. And by further extension, this deserves so much less. But let's go on the assumption that we should give it all of our thought. A conflict between Jeff the Killer and Jane the Killer should have been like whenever Joker and Batman meet. Or... whenever two human beings duke it out.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a battle of demons and angels and spirits and gods and whatever the
supernatural.
Fuck this is.
It shouldn't be a supernatural fight.
It should just be, a battle of wits and wills and strength. Not all of this supernatural spirits saving the fucking day.
Deus Ex Machina.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I mean, by this extension, the victory isn't even Jane's. How could it be anything but hollow? I mean, woohoo, Jeff the Killer's dead, but you really wanted to kill him by your own hand, or else you would have become a fucking cop and, dealt with him that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I did get a really weird, vigilante vibe off this, with her anyway.
Yeah, and, I mean...
And again, she kills people, cops and innocent people, as training to get him.
And you don't, that's not a hero.
No.
The murder of innocent people or law enforcement professionals, that's not what a hero makes. That's not even an anti-hero, because, even the Punisher wouldn't kill a good cop.
Yeah. Which, let's face it, none of the, I'm pretty sure the majority of the people that she was killing were not, corrupt or anything like that.
Well, exactly.
They didn't deserve it.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is how she isn't even an anti-hero.
She's just
because, yeah. And, I suppose that if you really wanted to, read all of the stories, that you could probably maybe figure out that she's the lesser of two evils, but I'm honestly just flat out saying that that's just not something that I'm ever going to do. So, regardless, how do you have a hero in this? You don't, therefore the conflict doesn't... Okay, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but there's no good ending, and I don't know, it sounds like I'm saying everything needs to have a happy ending, and that's not the case, but there's no stake in this conflict.
There's no satisfaction in this conflict.
Well, there's
after
no...
this.
There is a certain amount of satisfaction, because Jeff dies, and that's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
Not how, just that.
Yeah. just the idea.
But there's just... I don't know, there's no real stake because, two villains going up against each other, well, whatever, we're still stuck with a villain. Yeah. We're still stuck with someone who has taken countless human lives. And countless because I choose not to count them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, a better ending would have been if, even if you had the fucking battle that you have here, Jane's alright, fucking Jeff's dead. My purpose is ended. Everything I've done up till this point, I'm going to go answer for. that would have actually, it wouldn't have turned her into a hero.
No, but it would have made her...
It would have brought her closer to being an anti-hero. It's like, okay, I have a sense of what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
I understand that I've done wrong. I did it to stop a bigger wrong, but now I'm going to go answer for my crimes to,
not
bring about an equilibrium.
But we get...
No, I'm going to go live happily ever after, married, fucking knocking out kids, just bam, wham.
Yeah,
like, that's not the ending that a murderer gets.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Well, no,
get.
That's not the ending they deserve.
Yeah,
sorry.
Exactly.
And yeah, if she doesn't get what she deserves, why the fuck do I care if Jeff got what he deserves?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you drive a valid point. Like
her vendetta against Jeff the Killer doesn't matter at all because she could have spawned 1,000 more or however many.
Other killers.
Yeah, because she was doing the exact same thing, and she does not suffer for her crimes at all. She just, yep, I'm gonna go get married.
Yeah, it was such a fucking weak ending. It was again, if it had been what we had proposed, where it was she turns herself in and stuff like that, I feel like that would have been actually a good part of this, but then
that could have actually
made this.
It could have
not readable, but
but it could have redeemed a good portion of the rest of this story, not their existence as pastas at all, but just this story's existence. If it had that ending where it's but I'm still a fucking criminal, one of the worst kinds. So I'm going to turn myself in and face justice. This is written by someone who, just doesn't understand consequences of actions.
Yeah. Yeah, it did seem like this person was really rooting for Jane the Killer, or was a real big fan of Jane, and wanted to see her, fulfill her thing, and then live happily ever after. That's exactly what it was.
Well, I mean, how do you not root for someone who fucking hates Jeff?
That's true.
I mean... Yeah, you hate Jeff the Killer, woo, you got my vote. It's you can be a lot of things that I fucking hate, but if you root for if you want Jeff the Killer dead, yeah, I'm gonna fucking root for you.
Yeah.
If I was writing this story, yeah, I'd fucking have Jane the Killer win too. But I wouldn't write this story because, well, fuck, who cares? It just, I don't know. I guess this story has been coming ever since the first Jane the Killer thing was ever written, but they tried to make it more than it should be. It should have been... It really should have just been a battle of wits and skill between the two.
Not this battle of souls.
Yeah.
Apparently, it gives this bullshit explanation as to why Jeff has been killing all these people. He's been killing them to use them as fuel for his demonic nature. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He can't just be a fucking, crazy killer?
Yeah.
And this is coming from me, the cultist.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a little too
really
far.
And what bluster and, horror, I guess we'll call it, that Jeff might have had after the end of his story. It's I killed to feed my own, so you're not even in control of your shit? We don't have... Any credibility you had as a character, it's gone now, because,
there's a right way...
You didn't have any, but
yeah,
it's still gone. You lost more.
There's a right way and a wrong way to implement the supernatural into a horror story.
Well, you don't do it in the finale.
Yeah.
You don't introduce it
after all this, it was actually demons. It's no.
You don't... Yeah, and we've been collecting souls, and I've been being pushed forward. That's the kind of shit that, you gotta have in there all through all of the acts, not just, in the grand finale with the climax, because, that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. And,
like there were like he wasn't collecting souls in his first story, and
he was just a crazy...
Jane wasn't collecting souls to do battle against Jeff the Killer, because that's one thing I kind of want to know. Where are the spirits of her victims?
Yeah,
because I don't think we heard from them in this story.
They were just kind of hushed back there.
So yeah.
Like it was just kind of like, oh, you were doing this for good, so we'll just go.
So this is what this is where them being on the dick of Jane the Killer is really a big problem. Is that they don't write the story as though they're both horrible fucking people who do horrible things. I don't care why you do it. You murder people, that's bad. You go to jail for that shit, or hell, or
which
whatever.
Would have been actually would have been a cool thing for the story is if, Jeff drops down into the bowels of hell, and then, like, Jane's like, alright, I won. And then she gets dragged down with him. Because that would have been like, you deserve
but the floor shouldn't have fucking just fallen out from anyone, because that's just a weird fucking escalation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the whole... Oh. And then it's sealed back up, or reconstitutes itself. It's just, oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
It's just like, no other way you spin it, like, it just... As a crappypasta, it's humorous to read, although you feel kind of, like, shitty for reading it, because, again, you're reading a really poorly done story.
Cheap.
Yeah. It's like watching a horrible movie, or, like, a really bad movie, but... Like, so, I mean, like, we're able to riff into this one, but it was just like, ugh. You feel dirty afterwards.
There's so much more wrong with... Like, there's so much wrong with this that we honestly... Like, I don't care to cover so much of what's wrong with this, because no one could read it and think that, this makes sense. That's how much is wrong with this. This is the first thing I've ever read on crappypasta, and I gotta say, I now understand why crappypasta is a thing, because this is shit.
This deserves to be on this website. The one thing I will say, like, the comments for this have been entertaining too, because I just had to look at what the comments were, and there were people like, oh, this had some cool ideas, like. It's just kind of like, but it's crappypasta kind of thing. And then, like, one guy was just like, this is complete and utter shit because Jeff the Killer is stupid, blah, blah, blah. And then the next person was like, oh, well, other people have better, or, like, other people like other things, or different people like different things, and you shouldn't critique this if you don't like it, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody underneath that guy was just like, no, you're wrong. We get to critique this because it's on this website and it's bad. Like, it was just, like, I was just going down the list, like, going down the comments, and it was just like, Leviathan?
Oh. The only thing I can say is that, hey, at least Jeff the Killer's dead, so I never have to hear about him ever again. Right? Ever again.
Sure.
He's dead. Never, ever, ever. There's no coming back from dead.
Unless you...
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Don't worry.
Nope.
You will never you will never have to deal with it again.
It's no longer being acknowledged. In fact, the Jeff the Killer story is now gone from the internet. Somehow, magically, it's gone. And, because he's dead.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So this pasta actually did something good and just ended?
As far as I'm concerned, hey, fucking Jeff the Killer's dead. I mean, yeah, sure, we still gotta worry about Jane, but... Who the fuck cares? She's just a fucking female knockoff.
That's really what it felt like.
Yeah, and yet they tried to make her a heroine instead of... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so... as you can tell, neither of us really liked either of these little things.
No, at best, they're incoherent.
Yeah.
They don't make any fucking sense in their own universe.
Yeah. Like, again, like, thousands of people have been murdered by Jeff in a couple of years.
And
Really?
he's never been arrested.
Yeah. Also,
And I'm betting he's every story about him takes place in the United States.
yeah, no, that they all do.
I'm betting
I'm pretty
he
sure.
doesn't even leave, like, that
The border.
country, let alone the continent of North America.
Yeah.
He never leaves the...
God, if there's a Canadian one, I'm done. I swore off Jeff the Killer. If that's the
There
case.
is. It's called Jeff the Killer, eh?
Oh God, I really hope that's not a thing. But yeah, like the
He's
only
all about the murder.
the only way I could recommend this one is just if you like reading crappypasta and you're already on the crappypasta.com website and checking stuff out. That's it. Otherwise, I don't recommend either of these.
No.
Jeff the Killer and Jane the Killer. Why are they so popular? Yeah, it's just one of those unanswered questions.
No, I already answered the question
Yeah, you
as
did.
to why Jeff
Right,
the Killer's popular, and the answer to Jane the Killer's popularity is even simpler. She's feeding off of Jeff's popularity.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And honestly, I'm going to go back to pretending that neither one of these entities exist. Like, how is it that the best thing to come out of the entire Jeff the Killer saga that we've had on this show is the written in Spanish, Google translated Lou the Killer?
Homicidal Lou. Yeah.
How is it that is the best put together story that we've had
Of this entire mythos.
in this Jeff the Killer universe?
I don't know.
Even with the horrible grammar and shit
The
like
problem-
that
I
that
think-
stems from the Google Translate, it's still better than this. And this is mechanically, it's competently written. There aren't any glaring grammatical errors. I mean, I'm sure there's some,
Past
but
and
I'm
present
just...
tense are abused a bit, but yeah, that's what I picked up early on. But I get.
But I mean, it's
Yeah.
on crappypasta. So
Yeah.
the fact that, like, a lot of things on creepypasta are fucking get forgiven for that shit. So,
Yeah. I was even going to acknowledge that, like, those things, because, again, like, we're reading them off of crappypasta.
yeah.
So,
But, like, how the fuck is Lou the best written thing in the
I don't know.
in the Jeff the Saga?
that we've
Yeah.
acknowledged or discussed on the show. I don't know.
Like, yeah, that is quite a fucking feat.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't read these and you've been listening to,
To us
anytime
ramble.
we have Homicidal Lou or Jeff the Killer or fucking now Jane the Killer, god damn it. I hope you enjoy our ranting and ravings, but for the love of God, save yourself the pain and the need to wash off the excrement, and don't read these.
Yeah.
Ever. At all.
Yeah. There really needs to be some better icons for the creepypasta genre.
There are better. They're just
No.
not Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like, go
Jeff-
to those. Like,
Jeff's too fucking popular because stupid. Stupid's a thing.
Yep.
I have to exist in the world that has stupid in it, so that's why Jeff the Killer is so goddamn popular. Because stupid. Yeah.
No, yeah, there's nothing really else to say, because this was just... it all it is a poorly done crossover of two characters from a very shitty series of stories.
Yeah.
That's really all it is, and we've just given our final kind of don't read this.
If I go on much
We're gonna keep
longer,
going, yeah.
I'm going to start getting petty and mean, and I'm going to sound like a petulant little fucking kid if I don't already.
Yeah. So we'll stop at that. So if you would like, if any of you listening are
Here's my favorite, though.
Oh.
Jeff the Killer versus Jane the Killer, 7.9 out of 10, based on 1,011 ratings.
Why?
Now, this is on the crappypasta site, so I'm assuming that 7.9 out of 10 is because, yes, it totally fucking deserves to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
And me thinking about it like that is what will keep me from, well, going all Jeff the Killer on people.
Homicidal Leviathan. Oh, God. Fuck. But yeah, so that's our episode tonight. If you are by any chance a fan of Jeff the Killer and think we are wrong, send in that hate mail to the website, or to the email, or to our Twitters. If you are rational human beings and would like to comment productively and constructively, please leave it in the comment section below wherever this gets posted.
Or maybe, recommend something that will get the awful, horrible taste of Jeff the Killer
out of our mouths.
Out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Off of my brain.
Yes, you can leave a comment in the comment section below on Kiwi6, Tumblr, Facebook, YouTube. We're on iTunes, so leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. This was a very rambly episode, but it's all it deserved. And you can also leave us messages on Twitter at Dr. Leviathan or Review Cultist. I check it daily. And you can also send us an email at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. Where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas you'd like us to discuss on the show. Hopefully not Jeff the Killer related. So, also, if you'd like to support us, you can donate at crazonstudios.tumblr.com, which is also where we have all the title cards for every episode, and links to direct download and for streaming. So, until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
And I'm thankfully done talking about Jeff the Killer, Dr. Leviathan.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.